video on this one, but, well, one chick finger banged to another, and here we are. So, we got the old Harbor Freight Predator 212, and when I originally built this, we had to do the old stack on her, and I failed to add a tractor flap, and it sat out in the yard all winter long, and well, she was full of water and seized. She'd been sitting in overnight, actually the last 2 nights, and we just squirted some PB Blaster down in there, and well, she spins. The old sparkulator, she's a little toasty. We're gonna go ahead and try to clean on that a little bit. We're gonna throw her back in, see if we can't get this old hog to fire up, and maybe even go and ride it. Now, some of you might just be wondering, Kelton, what is this thing? Well, this is a Dunecycle, and they were manufactured in the 50s, 60s, 70s, one of those three, I'm not real sure. And they originally came with like a little 2.5 horsepower there and boring stuff. So I did the right thing and added a redneck wheelie bar and a Predator 212 on the stock belt system. I've had this as a kind of just a dinking around toy for a while. And eventually, I'm hoping this summer, we're going to throw a 440, 340, 500, some 2-stroke snowmobile motor on it. And see if we can't get this thing to wheelie without having to help it. Alright, once you've got your spark plug rejuvenation spray and your fire breather, you're going to want to take and... Now, I know what you're thinking. I should use a cup. But I like to make a mess. So you're going to want to take your old sparkulator there and your sparkulator rejuvenation spray and just... Now on these bigger jobs, this one came pretty clean. You're going to take your spark plug rejuvenator torch, your rounded pliers. You don't want to catching yourself on fire is all fun and games until it actually happens. So you get at them. You know, just pretend you're driving this thing around with a torch, and eventually it'll self-clear. Now this thing's pretty rusty. See, now you just want to get that band strap just glowing real healthy. And then you do the right thing. Let it cool off. You set it on the floor right there so I can step on it, kick it around. Now that that's done, we're going to need to go ahead and pull the old pull starter off. When you're pulling these things off, you just want to keep your fingers clear. That boy'll get you. Now, most models don't have this. In fact, this is a one-off gig for a good old wheelie bar. So, if you got a wheelie bar, watch out for that boy there. And then you just that sumbitch off. Good enough. That one's loose. That's how you know it's good. That one's missing. That's how you know I worked on it. 3 bolts holding their own. You don't need all of the factory hardware. All right, you're gonna get the old, and that's gonna be off. So here we go. Now, when you're fixing these pull starts, you want to make sure you get the freight end cleaned out, and don't forget to put it through the handle. You gotta get the cap on her, but don't forget to thread it through the handle. Now, I wouldn't say this is the right way. I'd usually take and pull the rope all the way out and rewind it. But, well, it's $112.67 for a new motor. And, well, if it don't work, it's getting a new motor anyways. So, that's how you do it. You can tell I spent the extra time and even put the old cap back in. Yeah. Well, we did it completely wrong actually, and we're gonna install it and see how bad it makes grinding and screaming and crying noises. See in like 2 seconds. All right, now the pull starts back on, and well, the motor is properly secured with 1 bolt and almost a nut on it. We're not even gonna check and see if there's gas. We're just gonna yachts, and until something happens. And worst case scenario, we break out the consent in a can over there and install a little bit of that in her. Maybe we'll even give it to her as nitrous. At least I was smart enough to turn the fuel off. Let's go ahead and yachts. Oh wait, just kidding. That's the choke. Well, the fuel has been on for 6 to 12 months. We checked on the oil, and well, you know the motor's full of water when it comes out like that. But we'll go ahead and make a little bit of mess. Oh, yeah, that's how you know it's good. Somebody's gonna have to clean that up. Not me, though. All right. I'm gonna give her a yank and see how much PB blaster, water, rust, how much shit comes out. I'm not real sure where to stand here. Also, thank you Predator and Harbor Freight for the extra length on the pull rope. That's gonna help get it started. I think I'm gonna get the old torch up in here and start a fire and clean some of the shit out of the cylinder before I put the plug back in, try to start it. Got the torch going. We just go ahead and, well, you just let her sit in there for a minute. The exhaust valve's open, so she's got a little oxygen in there, I think. But you can tell by the chooch, she's got a lot of lubricant in her. So we're gonna do the right thing and burn it all the way out before we start it. We got the torch set on go, and we're gonna see if I can't smoke myself out with the concoction of death there. And we're gonna take a look at this spark plug while we got it out. Still a little spicy. Well, there's nothing in the way. She's a little fouled out, or she actually looks a lot better now that I sprayed it off with PB Blaster and spark plug rejuvenation spray. But once that is no longer smoking or makes a boom noise, we're gonna go ahead and throw it back in and go to town. See if she's toast. Oh yeah, that's like a heater. I'm gonna have to use that as perfume there. I just learned a really cool trick, and we're probably gonna blow myself up, but oh, well, would you look at that? Can't get the socket in there, so hit tight. Well, it's about time I stop fiddle fucking off, new boot goof, and then all that jazz, and give you guys what you were here to watch. Let's see what'll start. Yeah, you gotta pump these? I bet. I don't think it did anything. The short pole's gonna. On, off. Maybe we. instead of digging with that puller rope, because I know it's not going to work, you must clean air filter regularly or voids warranty. Huh. Weird, still got some like ATF or something in there. Who would have done that? No, I didn't put ATF in it to keep it from seizing. I put ATF in there to make it smoke a lot. That'll do. This is where it's gonna backfire, catch on fire. All the beans. Run it. Hello? Do I have spark? That's good. After all that work, I didn't let the top end rejuvenation clickety clacker boy do enough of the oobity doo to clean the molasses and dead rabbits and 13 kinds of gonorrhea herpesiphilates and all that shit out of there. Gotta get it so. Oh yeah. Oh, we have flames and those aren't from my torch. Exhaust valve. Oh. There we go. Spark plug rejuvenation spray. Yes. Those of you that are saying it's not full of water also, that looks like a whole lot of water to me. You just and now let the smoke machine go. I'm gonna go inside and kick back and relax for a couple minutes and, you know, light the garage on fire. We'll come back if it's still in one piece. Well, this is not good. That's really not good. Well, now that I've tried to light it on fire 37.5 million times, I decided we should probably check spark before I continue on, and sure shit, decent spark. Does this take like 9 billion and 63? Let me just give her this small and see if it'll start this time. Pray it doesn't catch on fire again.